You are not just this body. You are not merely a stream of fleeting thoughts. You are energy, conscious, intelligent, and encoded with memory that transcends all physical limits. Within every cell of your being are vibrations the universe has known since the dawn of time. And what no one has ever told you, not loud enough, not clear enough, is that you can heal, not through medicine, not through miracles, but through the power of your mind. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." That truth doesn't just apply to the cosmos out there. It applies to you, because you are not separate from the universe. You are its extension, a luminous point of creation, carrying the same divine mechanism, the same potential to transform, the same intelligence that orchestrates stars. Every belief you hold is a frequency. Every thought you repeat is a command, pulsing through your nervous system, your pituitary, your adrenals, your immune cells. You don't think just with your brain. You think with your body. You believe through your DNA. And if you believe you are weak, your body obeys. If you believe you are healing, your body opens a path for it to become real. Not because you're lost in some naive positive thinking, but because you're sending biological orders through your electromagnetic field. Greg Braden once demonstrated, DNA is not a fixed script. It responds to consciousness, to emotion, to the vibrations of the heart. Science is finally catching up to what the ancient masters of India, Egypt, China, and the Americas knew thousands of years ago. That the body is a river of consciousness, and consciousness is the greatest healer. So why do you still feel stuck? Why do you still carry pain, wounds, illness, as if they were your destiny? Because you were never taught how to believe on the right frequency. Because you live in a world where belief is hijacked by fear, by media, by the inherited trauma of history. But you can return, not by escaping modern life, but by waking up within it. Because every time you breathe with intention, you send a signal of peace to your nervous system. Every time you look at your body and say, "I know you're trying to protect me," you change the inner dialogue. You don't fight disease. You speak to it. You don't run from pain. You listen to the message inside it. That is where healing begins, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. Every emotion you experience leaves a biological imprint. Anger has a frequency. Fear has a frequency. So does gratitude. In his groundbreaking study on consciousness, David R. Hawkins discovered emotions like shame, guilt, and fear vibrate at low levels, weakening the immune system. But emotions like courage, love, and gratitude, they generate frequencies powerful enough to shift the physiology of the entire body. You don't need to grasp the whole of quantum theory to understand this. You've already felt it. When you're angry or your body heats up, your heart races, your gut tightens. When you're loved, you soften, you breathe slower, a sense of safety returns. This isn't illusion. This is energy in motion. Bruce Lipton once said, "The environment controls the cell, and the mind creates that environment," which means your thoughts aren't harmless clouds drifting by. They are biological commands. They influence gene expression. They tell your cells what hormones to make, what proteins to synthesize, what defenses to deploy. So when you choose to change your mind, you're not just being optimistic. You're rewriting your operating system. You don't need a perfect body to begin healing. You need a new relationship with the one you have. Your body is not your enemy. It is your most loyal friend. It never stops trying to keep you alive, even when you abandon it, judge it, resent it. The body doesn't get angry. It whispers, through fatigue, through symptoms, through pain. And when you listen, it doesn't punish. It simply waits to be healed. Dr. Joe Dispenza has documented countless stories. Paralyzed individuals learning to connect with pure energy through meditation, through visualization, through feeling gratitude before anything has even changed, and they recovered, not because of a miracle, but because they touched a different layer of reality, where mind and body are no longer separate. where energy is the native language. And you are the one writing the story, second by second. The question isn't whether you believe. The question is, are you willing to stop living in the repetition of fear? Are you ready to step out of your old biological loop and say to yourself, I am not a diagnosis, I am a creator. I am not my past, I am a new frequency. I didn't come here to survive, I came to transform. You don't need anything else to begin. No mystical tool, no grand reason. You just need to sit still and start to listen. Because in that stillness, between your heartbeat and the rhythm of the universe, lies the first door to true healing. And one day when you're quiet enough to listen, you'll realize that your body is not just flesh and blood. It is a musical instrument, and every thought, every emotion, every intention is a note on the scale. When you play the song of empathy, gratitude, and acceptance, your cells vibrate at that frequency. Your organs sing in harmony. Your immune system becomes as strong as a symphony, and your DNA, the deepest structure of you, is no longer a genetic sentence. It becomes a poem being rewritten every day. Epigenetics, the science of gene expression, has proven that genes are not fate, they are potential, and the environment, including the energy environment you create, determines which genes are activated. You may carry cancer genes, but if you live in a frequency of peace, eat balanced, think positively, connect spiritually, those genes may never be turned on because you haven't lived in conditions that trigger them. It's like having millions of biological switches inside you, and you are the one holding the remote control. Healing doesn't come from defeating disease. It comes from creating an environment where disease has no place to live. It comes from loving yourself enough to no longer hold on to pain as your companion. Your body always listens to your mind, but not through spoken language. It listens through emotional signals, through your internal state. You may say you're fine, but if inside you is resentment, anxiety, lack, that's what your cells are hearing. You may declare, I am healthy, but if the frequency you're emitting is fear and control, your body still gets one message: danger. So stop just saying, feel. Live as though you are already healed. Eat as someone who loves their body. Breathe as someone who is no longer in a rush. Think as if every thought is a prayer to yourself. Every time you close your eyes and imagine light enveloping your body, it's not an illusion. You're sending a signal. You're transmitting a real vibrational field. It enters your body like a deep melody, awakening the dormant regions within. Deepak Chopra once said, "The body doesn't know the difference between a real experience and one you vividly imagine, complete with emotions." So, what are you waiting for? A new test result to feel at ease? A better diagnosis to begin believing? Or can you be the one to go against the grain? The one who begins to believe before seeing, to feel before having, to give thanks before receiving, because that's how you call the universe to create a new reality, not through pleading, but through frequency alignment. When you start living as if the miracle has already happened, you're not pretending. You are syncing with a higher version of yourself. The version reality is still waiting for you to become. And you will see the pain begins to ease, not because you defeated it, but because you no longer need it. You don't need pain to get attention. You don't need illness as an identity. You don't need to play the victim to feel loved, because you've chosen something else. You've chosen awakening, and that is the first step of all true healing. Letting go of the old identity. Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." And your body, miraculously, is always ready to start anew every time you make that decision. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to be present. It doesn't need you to pretend to be positive. It needs you to be honest. Honest with your fear, honest with your wounds, and then reach out to them with kindness. That is where true healing begins, not in the hospital, not in the prescription, but in the moment you look deeply within and say, I will not run anymore. I will not fight myself anymore. I will listen and I will love. This is not a straight path. There will be moments of doubt. There will be moments when the pain returns. There will be times when you feel nothing is changing. But don't let that make you retreat, because healing is a spiral, not a straight line. Every twist brings you back to the same point, but at a higher level of consciousness, with deeper trust, with clearer understanding. You are not here to fix yourself. You are here to remember who you are. You are consciousness, learning how to live in a physical form. You are light, learning how to shine in the dark. You are love, learning how to return with every heartbeat, every breath, every crack. And then, at some point, you can't even remember when. You no longer seek healing because you have become the healing itself. No more asking, when will the pain end? No more measuring, how far have I come? But only a presence, still, deep, a sense of peace, no longer afraid, no longer needing certainty. That is the moment you no longer chase health as a destination. You live as if it has already become your essence. Your cells no longer need to scream, because your mind has learned how to listen. Your heart no longer needs to close, because you've learned how to keep it open, even in pain. And your body no longer fights you, because you are no longer the intruder. You have become the companion. You don't need more scientific proof to believe that belief changes DNA. You are the proof. You are the story that science has yet to write. You are the prophecy living. You are the new reality the world has never seen, but is beginning to remember. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And you are in every cell, every emotion, every choice, are a living, breathing, cosmic vibration. You're not just living in the universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself through the form of a human being. So when you stand in the face of limitations, don't ask, how can I overcome this? Ask instead, how can I become more in tune with who I truly am? No need to push. No need to force. Just adjust. Just pause. Just believe enough to let go. And in that letting go, the miracle will bloom. Your body will remember. Your mind will rest. Your soul will blossom, and you will walk not as someone who has been healed, but as someone who has never been hurt. You are light. You are vibration. You are love being experienced in the form of you. And from this moment onward, you no longer need permission to heal. You don't need to prove. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to choose. And when you choose, the entire universe, every electron, every photon, every gust of wind, every heartbeat, will rearrange to welcome the person you are becoming. From belief to DNA, you are not just a miracle. You are the one creating the miracle.